Hey, what's good, everybody? 757 Users back with another 1/400 scale model unboxing, and this time we have the brand new Gemini Jets JetBlue Airways Airbus A220-300. Just got this from Diecast Jets. Always love ordering from there because, again, they have free shipping and they always give you a 5% discount on their orders, so always love buying from them. But really excited to have this thing. We finally have a JetBlue in their new livery on the 220. We had the original A220 release in the older colors, there's still plenty of those around, but we finally have one in the new livery, and I was really excited to get this, especially because Philadelphia now gets all A220 service to Boston and currently to Fort Lauderdale. I believe it switches back to a 320 in the spring and summertime, but for the winter time, they are at a 220 to Fort Lauderdale twice a day. So yeah, really, really happy to have this, and this thing is really phenomenal looking. So standard Gemini Jets box here, Gemini logo, 2D image of the aircraft, A220-300, and then the JetBlue titles. Flipping it to the other side, again, this was a 2025 release. It was the last releases of the 2025 year. Then flip it open. Here's where the aircraft lives, where it's at. And then if you're more than welcome to pause the video if you would like to read all of these information about the A220. So let's go ahead, get it out of the box, because again, that's what we want to see. Standard Gemini box, all of that. Get the plastic off, and here it is, looking phenomenal. So we'll go ahead and get everything cleaned up here and get some close-ups here for you. All right, everyone, now that we have this unboxed, let's go ahead and remove the box and bring the aircraft up close, because again, that's why we're here. We want to see this. So let's go ahead and zoom in on the name. I'm trying to see the name of the aircraft. I think it's Thinking of Blue. I think that's what the name is. I could be completely wrong. At least that's what it looks like. I can't really see it too much. But again, name of the aircraft up the front. Then you have your boarding door. Then you have the classic JetBlue billboard titles right there. And then the engines are the Pratt & Whitney versions of the 220 engines. Overwing exits, as well as the little arrows out there. Registration of this aircraft is November 3241 Juliet, and then right here you have the Airbus A220-300 logo. And then the tail, always love the JetBlue tails. This one in particular is the Hobbs tail. Again, it's a very similar rendition of what the older livery Hobbs tail looked like, and again, looks really good with, you know, half the aircraft basically painted in it. So nice head-on view of the aircraft. Looks pretty flawless to me. No, nothing too wrong with it at all, in my opinion. Going to the other side, you got your forward cargo bin door. Then you have your aft cargo bin door as well. And again, registration on this side. APU hatch access and all that. You got the Gemini Jets logo down there, the JetBlue titles underneath the aircraft, and then you have your stand hole. And then again, you have your landing lights, which are those little two silver decals right there, and then those two little triangles are your ram air inlets, and then you have your nose gear doors right up there. So such a really nice aircraft. I think the A220 is honestly truly one of my favorite aircraft to fly on. I've been on two of them, both with them being on JetBlue. Flew on both of them one between Boston to Minneapolis, and Minneapolis back to Boston. Actually, I'm trying to think if I've been on 2 or 3 of them. I believe, yeah, I've only been on 2 of them because I've flown JetBlue 3 times, and the 3rd time was on a E190. So yeah, I've only been on 2 of these A220s. They are such a comfortable ride. They're quiet, they're smooth. I believe it was row 4E on both times, just because I love the 2x3 configuration that these A220s have. It's such a comfortable layout. Obviously I was on the 3 side, but I mean, that's fine. But if you're on the 2 side, it's just an awesome ride. You know, you just have so much more room when you have that extra little bit of leg space right there. So let's go ahead and bring the plane up a little bit closer here for you all. So, a little bit of information about these JetBlue A220s. They currently do have 50 of them in the fleet, with another 50 on order. They seat a total of 140 passengers. 25 of those seats are the extra legroom seats, and then they have 115 seats of regular economy. Because again, both of the times that I've been there was the extra legroom seats. I don't know how many rows of it they do have. I know it's the first couple rows up front, and then I believe some of the overwing exits are those extra room seats for JetBlue. I think it's well worth the money to pick it up, and it's not that bad to get that extra room as well. You'll see a lot of these obviously out of Boston. They're really starting to come into JFK and in the Florida markets as well, with Fort Lauderdale and Orlando, but you see these things flying all around in Boston. I'm hoping one of these times when I go back to Philly sometime soon, hopefully, I can catch one of these A220s in the new livery, because I've seen it quite a few times in the old livery when I went up to Boston for a couple hours for a connection. I did some, took some photos there, but have yet to see the new livery on there. Only seen the new livery once on a A320 when they did an equipment swap here in Mini before JetBlue exited Minneapolis. But I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Highly recommend it for any JetBlue collector out there. Anyone that does basically a East Coast airport, a few West Coast airports. These things pretty much fly everywhere at this point, even into the Caribbean and stuff like that. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for some more videos coming out soon, and I will see you all in the next one.